So, Tasha, has your childhood impacted your drive to social activism? If so, why?
Um, Someone just asked me the same question a little while ago,
Really?
about my childhood and how it may have kind of shaped me doing this work. And I think it did. My mother, she was a working woman, worked her 9 to 5. I was raised primarily by my stepfather, who was an electrician. But, you know, I watched my brothers and sisters. I made sure food was on the table. My mother would leave things out. I was always a protector, for my siblings. But my activity didn't expand past my immediate neighborhood. And there were things that I wanted to do. Like I always wanted to go camping, but never had that experience of going camping. Like I always wanted to go hang out in the museums in New York because I was raised in Jersey City, and New York is a path ride away, 15 minutes. Wasn't able to do that. So, my activity, including jumping rope, playing hopscotch, and doing backflips on the mattresses on the side of my house, or playing softball with the people from my block, But one highlight of every summer was the block party on the other side on the block over on Van Horn in Jersey City. And this Puerto Rican family used to do this huge block party where they would have stages set up out there. They would have the Latin bands out there playing their music. People would be bringing their food outside. It was just this big community thing that happened every year. And it was something that we looked forward to. And so it's not so odd that I end up working with youth. I also end up going to training to learn how to camp, to take at-risk youth out into the wilderness. And so I would take about 15 at-risk youth to, for example, High Point State Park. I would teach them how to pop up tents, how to cook food outside. We would go hiking and things of that sort. It'd be like a week-long excursion, like the real Richard Pryor movie when he had the kids on the bus and they would go on these, excursions. So I ended up doing that. And I end up doing these block parties that the community looks forward to. And again, I don't believe there should be a barrier to anyone to have activity and exposure and access, And I think that's why I do the work that I do now.
Yeah. Right. Well, shout out to your childhood, the events that you had in your neighborhood. You're able to collaborate with your peers in your neighborhood, or, the adults in your neighborhood, having block parties. I can remember having block parties, growing up. And, that did captivate you. It would captivate you, like, oh, the music is playing, you see people outside in the community.
Everybody's out.
Yeah, we took care of each other too.
They're joining
we took care of each other. We had a neighborhood babysitter. She watched all the kids from her window. Okay.
Yes. So I
from
feel
her window. And you take things for granted like that.
It's so true.
The guy at the corner store, he used to call me Skinny, that was my nickname, Skinny, Flocka, so we took care of each other. And when we formed the First Fridays downtown Trenton, guess what it was called? Back to the Basics. Wow. That's it. Let's take it back to just talking to each other,
Absolutely. So fitting. Back to the basics.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you're familiar with, was it Watch Night? It's almost like a block party where they block off the street, but it's only for, your neighborhood your block.
Is it something that the police department does that, or something night out, or?
someone on your street has to go and, like propose something like that.
Oh, okay.
But I feel like it's like like a block party. But you said something that kind of stands out, and it's just that basically, make a long story short, the community that we had growing up is different from the community.
It's so different.
And being that you are now, you had this organization, you're implementing good things in the community with adults, with youth, with parents, with people of all ages. I feel like back to the basics is fitting because, that's where we're getting back to. And it's so nostalgic when you're able to watch movies and you see block parties or, you're able how you're doing everything now, and we're in 2022. However, you've been doing it since 2011, but it's still, it's still reminiscent of things that we experienced in 1997.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, I think that's pretty good, and just to
like, I hate that my daughters couldn't experience something like Club Zanzibar in Newark.
How old are your daughters?
My daughters are 23 and 26.
Okay, yeah.
And my stepdaughter is 31, and I have a stepson that's 27.
Okay.
Yeah, because when you start talking about block parties and stuff, it takes me back to my childhood. And I had the nosiest neighbor ever. They were a retired couple, but everybody knew if you got in trouble, they were going to tell your parents. So when you walk by their house, you strained up your posture and you walked right because you already knew whatever you did. And I mean, I don't know, like just the sense of community is missing, but shout out to you for, just bringing it back full circle.
I pray that we can bring it back.
Yeah. And you know what, even the title of the organization sounds fitting, collab. That's what it takes, collaboration for all of our ideas to come together. And to, to be united, as a people, as a culture, and to, work as a team, that's vital. We have to do that. So I think that's good. And I know you said one of your attributes were, being a little naive, not too, aggressive or anything, but from your approach, I see humbleness. I see that. And I honestly think that sometimes we do need a gentle individual. We do need a humble individual, So
but don't get me wrong, Kim. If you push me in a corner, I can hold my own. Okay.
You gotta be boss lady.
Just ask some folks. But that's not how I roll. But if you try to take all this hard work away or try to diminish it or destroy it, that's when my guard goes up,
because that's what it is. Humble people, a lot of soft-spoken people, have that, quality in them. Like, hold up, real quick. So no, I get you. And you have to be protective like that over, your work and your passion,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I totally get you.
Yeah. And I also feel like when you and I mean, I kind of feel like we spoke to this earlier, but when you humble and you're not with the gimmicks and stuff, people are quicker to buy in to your vision. They want to support you because they know if there aren't any ulterior motives. It's just like, it's your passion. You this is what you want, and they want to support that. So absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because ego, it destroys a lot of things. But go ahead, Kim.
So Tasha, B-Day is coming up. It is soon approaching. And we know that day is not just all about lovers, but it could be about family, your friends, your sibling, your parents. So do you have anything special to pour into your organization and community for V-Day?
For Valentine's Day?
Hopefully it's all about you and your hubby.
Not Valentine's Day.
Yeah, that's about you.
No, meetings are canceled. Meetings are canceled around Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day. Like those are, I have that respect to give that to my people, So I hope my hubby doing something for me, but I have to be better too and do something for him because he is the man that's been holding down the fort while I'm running around the community doing A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. So I got to give it to him because I know that I could not do this work without his support at all.
Let me just say, I know B-Day is the main part of it is for your lovers, but you know how you have events, you know, you do things for holidays. Of course, I wasn't thinking exactly on the 14th.
Oh, okay.
But just, you know, something almost like how, you know, you're in school or, you know, at the school program, you know, and days before the holiday, you know, we might tell our kids to make a heart for your dad or make a heart. So just, I was just kind of, you know, kind of.
No, I don't have anything in mind for that. This year is a big year for me because all of my girls, all of my friends are celebrating their 50th.
Oh, wow.
So February the 11th, I'm going to a Denim and Diamonds 50th birthday celebration for my friend in Atlantic City. And then from there, that's that I guess that Valentine's Day weekend. But then the following weekend starts my story and verse events. And I forget, we have a theme around Valentine's Day, love, something about love lost, but that's on the 18th, so it's after. But as far as really promoting Valentine's Day, you know, as a cultural, I haven't done that. I haven't done that.
And Kim, and
we promote Black love now. We promote Black love throughout the year, you know. Not just, but you know, Valentine's Day. We do support that.
Yeah,
that's 365. Who were you? How can I say? Who were you inspired by? What Black, you know, activists, or maybe not even activists, but you know, we are in Black History Month. But I just wanted to know who you were inspired by.
I think I need to close the door. I am so in love with Huey P. Newton.
Yeah, I feel that.
This thing for Huey P. Newton, his whole 10-point program, you know, it just covers everything that we need to do as a community just to become self-sufficient, become independent and self-empowered. And I think that he had the whole formula of how to do that, and was attacked by the federal government, and it halted his vision.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I look at him, it's just something about this man that came up, and I was reading on him recently, you know, in college, he was a part of a number of different political organizations, but chose to start his own. And another grassroots organization. But what he did is spread across the country.
Yes.
You know, and it's still prevalent like today.
Yes, absolutely.
So I just admire him to no end, and all the people that was a part of that movement. You know, I don't know what my future holds, but I can see 10-point program like written all over it, you know. But I just pray that my organization is developed in a way where we can get the funds and someone to you know, provide us with that grant and take a chance on us, because with grassroots organizations ran by all African American people, and 80% of those people being Black women, we got to fight for every dime that we get.
Say that. So no, it's the truth. It is so true.
We got to fight for it. So
yeah, I feel that. So to Kim's point with the Valentine's piece, you know, and you say, you know, it's about you. I think it's the perfect segue to talk about self-care, you know, and before we got into this conversation, you know, I spoke about Tamika Mallory and the Latarsha Burkes of the world who are out here on the front lines, just giving their blood, sweat, and tears to the community. And, you know, and you kind of spoke to this, Tasha, like you're always on the go. But what do you do to make sure that self-care in your family as well are being tended to? What are some practices? Yeah.
This hit ahead, Melanie, I guess about 2 years ago. I was running till I could not run anymore. And I don't know if you've ever done this. Have you ever just looked at old photos of yourself? Just old photos and those,
especially from college,
those reminders pop up on Facebook 2 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and you look and you're like, what was going on with me then? Yeah. That don't even look like me, you know? And I know that I think I'm a perfectionist in a way. You know, it's like it has to be done correctly. If I don't see someone is producing, instead of sometimes just kind of redirecting them, I say, look, you go over here, I'm gonna model to you what needs to be done, boom, 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 boom. But I had to step away from that and really had to have a deep conversation with my team. And my team had a conversation with me, like, Latarsha, we need for you to trust us. Mm-hmm. You know, and letting go and stepping back is one of the hardest things to do, especially when you know that you put every ounce of your being into something. Yes. And you don't want to see it fall. And I got a break. This was in 2018. I was elected to go to an urban cohorts program for urban practitioners at the Princeton Theological Seminary. And so they selected 10 like community organizers, or activists, to go to this 8-week program. And pretty much just thinking about it, they used that 8 weeks to slow us down and for us to breathe and meditate on what we were doing. That's what it was.
Because and I'm sorry to interrupt, but and I want you to talk about your experience with that, because I feel like your vision for the community has you operating on level 100 because you have a goal in mind and you want to get there. You know, so what was that like to just be still?
It was weird because I was at the and I was away from home. And so after we would do our workshops and we would have meditation and things like that, and we would have group discussions, little circle discussions, and it was tears flowing in there. And I'm very, again, you won't see it. I can be feeling it, but you won't see it. And I actually released because I'm like, now I see it's people that feel like I do, you know. And they asked me to talk about what I was feeling. And I said, I try to describe it even to my husband. Like, I feel like if I stop, something's going to happen. Like, I can't even explain it to you guys. Like, if tomorrow I say, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. I think I've done my service to the community. God is not letting me do that. Yeah. So one of the pastors that was in the room, he said it's called a fire. It's a fire that can't put out until God is done with what your mission, what this mission is. And yesterday, for example, I got up early, tried to do some cleaning, went to an event in the city, came back, I wasn't done till midnight last night. Then I was up again this morning and I done did Zooming, but this has been my life for the last 11 years. I don't regret it at all, but I've had to learn how to step back. Yeah. You know, and when I was at the theological seminary, they have those rooms, I guess, for the people that live on campus at the Princeton, and it was this little room with this little twin bed. It was nothing on the walls, and just being in there with no television, No, I had my phone, but they was like, try not to use your phone. And just to lay there in the quiet, that was the most difficult thing for me.
Wow.
It was so difficult. So just recently, I went to Sarasota, Florida with my friends celebrating another 50th birthday. And I got up that Saturday morning while I was down there, and one of the friends was in the room meditating. And I was just talking to her, but she wouldn't move. And I'm looking like, what's going on? And I heard like Bible verses being read and things of that sort. And I respected her time and just, stepped off. But since I've been home, I've been meditating.
Good for you.
And it has been helping me in ways that I can't even explain. And the meditation for today, and it's only 15 minutes, because before I would try meditation and you'd be sitting there for I can't sit for that long. 15 minutes is the perfect amount of time to start out with meditation. Yeah. So
you got to start slow. I started out
with
the same as you, I was like, okay, because my therapist has suggested it, and with so many meditation apps now, how technology is all on our phone. And I started at I was going to start at 25 minutes, half an hour. And I was like, wait, you start thinking about stuff.
My God.
Your mind's racing. Yeah.
Because you're literally sitting in silence right now. And you're trying to relax and you're trying to release and you're trying to decompress, and then you're like, okay, I might have to start with about 10 or 15 minutes because this not what it is. So
and the thing, Kim, is like the woman on the meditation, she says, okay, it's okay if your mind wanders, just come back, come back. But today's meditation was lay down your hammer for a bit and trust the builder. I just started crying in my bed this morning because you forget that the man above is the one that has the last say of when it's going to start and begin again, and we run, till we can't run anymore. And we don't even realize that God has all the power and the control.
Amen.
And so that was the meditation for the day. And that meant so much, because if I don't want to do a Zoom right now, don't worry. Just because God said, you know what, maybe you shouldn't be doing this Zoom right now. Go do something else with your family. But I just have to remember that it's all in his plan, and our steps are written.
Amen.
It's written.
Yeah, say that. So I know you mentioned meditation, and I know you said that self-care, that was your goal for the year. That was something you wanted to work on.
And therapy.
Therapy, okay. Meditation and therapy, okay.
Yep. I have a Black female therapist, and she's absolutely amazing.
I love that for you.
Yep, she's been in my life it's going on a year now.
Okay.
A year now. And I see her, at least once a week. I start, I start, and I stop, and I go back, but I realize I need that type of release, outside of friends, outside of your spouse, just someone just neutral in your life that you can express to,
Love that.
And that's the first time I admitted that out aloud in public to anybody.
We feel honored. We're so honored.
Black people, therapy is like a taboo. Oh, she's in therapy. No, it's just so many different things.
We're getting better about it, though. I don't know why, but I feel like we're getting better about it as a community.
Yeah.
To healthy mental health. It's not go be perfect or nothing won't arise in your life again, because it's trials and tribulations, but it's a good start to somewhere. There's people needed so much therapy and they just ran from it, or they frowned upon it, or they tried to conceal their emotions or their situations, so I just feel like it's a start. It's a start.
She's
Everyone.
amazing.
I just love how it is also now being highlighted in the Black community.
Absolutely.
You just mentioned that you have a Black therapist. I'm proud to say that I have a Black lady therapist.
Okay. All right.
So and she's amazing as well. So I get the whole, when you want to brag on your therapist, I get that.
Do y'all therapists accept Kaiser by chance? Y'all don't know?
I don't, what is that?
Kaiser's insurance. I'm trying to find a therapist.
Well, you might want to look into it because of the COVID pandemic. I think there's some type of funding where the therapy is free of charge.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And it's a lot.
Am I wrong, Kim? Right?
Like video. Yeah, a lot of video online.
Yeah. Right? Online therapy is free of charge.
Oh, nice. Okay. Wow.
Sidebar to dive more into that. I want our community to dive more into, healing our mental, and I understand that, I just found out, I had to learn this, we'll be healing forever. But the good part it is we'll be evolving. So we'll be changing.
Yeah.
How people say, oh, everybody always talking about healing and all this healing stuff and all this healing that. But I just feel like at the end of the day, that's just the reality of it. And that's just like, we're going to be healing forever, but we'll be evolving. And when you evolve, you change. So that's that's the good part. That's the good part about it. So I just want that more for our community. And I like the fact that a lot of people are diving into it now.
Yeah. I feel like it's less taboo now. I don't think it's as taboo now. I see Black men talking about it. I see like it's more of a conversation. If you bring it up, people aren't looking at you like, you have an issue, so to speak. Right. I feel like, it's definitely a more prevalent conversation.
No, we are all human, and when you're balancing your dream and work and family and everything, you need someone that's gonna kind of make sure you staying on the straight and narrow,
Yeah. This is my last question for you, Tasha. And I feel like you guys kind of went into it. Well, we kind of went into it a little earlier, but what do you feel were the most rewarding and fulfilling parts in the journey of your career, the journey of it?
Well, for my community work, my the best memory I have is the African Cultural Fest. And being in the park, I think it had to be about 12,000 people there, at least 12 to 15,000 people at Catwater Park in Trenton, New Jersey. And it was coming close to the end of the event. And I'm standing like in the middle of the park watching people come and go. And I was just like, my people are happy. Everyone was having like such a good time, the seniors, the babies running around, the cultural performances. It was just like, this is why I'm doing this. Juneteenth weekend, the same thing, all that hard work, we were finally able to block off for downtown Trenton, and we had the support of the local, the state, the county. Everybody came together, and my people were fellowshipping and enjoying each other, and that just makes me fulfilled. It makes me happy, so that's the best, just the best part, when we have a vision and we put it into action and we're able to see the fruits of our labor.
I love that.
That's great. That's great. So it's basically the feeling that you get from others in a way.
It's an adrenaline rush
from our people, and that's also goes into say you love what you do, it's your passion, and not only is it about you, about you doing what you have to do, but it's also really about the people. So I think that's amazing.
Love that. Well, Tasha, I just really want to give you your flowers. And I first want to express gratitude for you taking time out of your busy schedule to just sit down and just converse with us, right? But you also allowed us an opportunity to applaud you for the amazing work you do. I know grassroots organizations, based on my personal experience, on a minor scale is not easy. And I'm just very grateful for you, even though, you know, you aren't serving my immediate community, you are serving Black people, you know, and that's just a beautiful thing. And I pray that you know, self-care remains in the forefront for you throughout this year, because you are no good if you aren't good, you know, 100% for yourself. So just keep that in mind.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Kim, do you have anything?
Basically, you said it all, you know, giving
Yeah.
giving Tasha her flowers. And I really appreciate you as well for being able to, you know, join us this afternoon, you know, and express, you know, what goes on in the community, you know, what you contribute to the community and how you feel so deeply, you know, about our people. So I think, and once again, shout out to you being from Trenton.
Yes.
Oh no, you're from Jersey City.
I'm from Jersey City. My husband is from Trenton. I met him my senior year of college.
Oh,
you guys are college sweethearts.
Yes.
Again, thank you so much.
Thank you again.
We wish you well. And next time I'm in the Trenton area, I'll have to plan my visit there because I've never been.
Okay, where are you now?
Trenton. I'm in Atlanta.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I'm in Atlanta, but I tell Kim all the time, I need to make a visit there. So I'll keep it in mind to kind of plan a visit around one of your first Fridays.
Okay, please let me know.
I'm so serious. Yes. What you say, Kim?
I'm sorry, I broke up. I think that would be great.
Yeah, I would love to experience that. That is beautiful.
Yep, and we going bigger this year because the city, by the grace of God, they coming on board with us, and so it's going to be even better. So
you know, I'm gonna be calling you, Tasha, and texting you.
Yeah, definitely reach out, Kim, and I appreciate you, Kim, for thinking of me with this. You know, I appreciate the stuff that you do, also. So, you know, thank you.